So let's move on to the next question, guys. In this question, we are given that there is a deck of cards which consists of 4 red and 6 black cards, right? And we have drawn 2 cards from that deck without replacement, right? So without replacement means that you pick one card and then you keep that card aside and then you pick one more card. So basically, once you pick the card, you do not put the card back inside, you put it somewhere else, you put it aside, and then you pick one more. So that is what without replacement means, right? And we have to compare the probability that the first card is red and the probability that the second card will be red, right? Okay, so tell me one thing firstly. There are 4 red and 6 black cards, right? So total, how many cards are there? There will be a total of 10 cards, right? So 4 red plus 6 black. I hope this makes complete sense, right? Okay. Now tell me one thing. What will be the probability that the first card is red? So there are a total of 10 cards, right? Out of which 4 are red, 6 are black. I randomly pick up one card, right? So what will be the probability? Probability that first is red will be, there are total how many red cards? 4 red cards, right? Okay. And total how many cards are there? Obviously total there are 10 cards. So this is the probability that if I pick a card, that card will be red, because there are 4 chances that it will be red and total there are 10 cards. I hope this is very basic, right? So this comes out to be 0.4. I hope this makes complete sense. So the probability that the first card is red is 0.4, right? Okay. Now tell me one thing, what will be the probability that the second card is red? So probability for the second card is red, that means the second card should be red, right? The first card, we don't care, it can be red or it can be black, right? So there are two things in this. So probability that the second one is red, probability that the second one is red is equals to what? Probability that the first card is, for example, black, right? And the second one is red, plus probability that the first card is red and the second card is also red. I hope this also makes good sense. Why? Because we are concerned with the second card. So if you see the second card is red, the second card is red. We don't care about the first card. The first card can be black, the first card can be red. Both cases are possible, right? Pretty good. Now tell me one thing. What is the probability of this? So this probability means that first card comes out to be black, right? So now we go, there are 10 cards, I pick up one card. So what is the probability that that card will be black? The probability is what? So there are 6 black cards, right? So 6 upon 10. This becomes a probability that the first card we draw, that is a black card, right? Because there are 6 black cards and total 10 cards. Okay. Now tell me one thing. I have drawn a card that comes out to be black, right? And I've put it aside. So now in the lot, how many cards are left? There are a total of 9 cards left, right? Because I've drawn one card and put it aside. So out of 10 cards, one is drawn. Now there are a total of 9 cards, right? Now out of those 9 cards, how many are black and how many are red? We know there were 6 cards which were black before. One black card has been drawn. So now there are 5 black cards left and 4 red cards left, right? So total 9 cards, 5 plus 4. So what will be the probability that the drawn card is red? So the probability will be 4 upon 9, right? Because now there are 9 cards left in the whole lot and out of which 4 cards are red. I hope this is also pretty good. Plus, now what will be the probability of red into red? For example, again we have 10 cards, we draw one card, that card comes out to be red, right? So what is the probability? The probability will be 4 upon 10, because initially there were 10 cards, 4 were red, So the probability of drawing a red card over here is 4 upon 10. Now we draw that card, we put it aside, right? So, and then we draw one card again. So now there were 10 cards initially, now there are 9 cards left, out of which 3 will be red, right? Because the first card was red and we put it aside. So now 3 cards will be left which are red. So what is the probability for the second card being red? In this case, it will be 3 upon 9. I hope this also makes pretty good sense, right? So now if you solve this, this becomes 24 upon 90 plus 4 3 is a 12 upon 90. This comes out to be 36 upon 90, right? 12, 24 plus 12. So this is 6 upon 15, which is 3 2s are, 3 5s are, which is 0.4, right? So that means the probability that the second card is red is how much? 0.4, right? And what was the probability that the first card is red? Probability that first card is red is how much? 0.4, right? So obviously this probability is equals to this one. So this is equals to this. That is why your final answer becomes C. I hope this should be pretty clear. Not a difficult question at all. And I think you guys can encounter such questions in the exam. So I think this should be pretty good and basic.